It's time for Colbert on Golf with Jim Colbert and Kevin Keatsman. Each week, we'll break down what's happening in the world of golf with insights and big-name interviews, plus tips from the winner of 28 tournaments on the PGA and Champions Tours, Jim Colbert. Colbert on Golf is built by Midland Exteriors, online at midlandexteriors.com. Midland Exteriors, we've thought of everything.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Colbert on Golf, presented by Midland Exteriors. I'm Kevin Keatsman. Each week, Jim Colbert joins us right here on this fine radio station to talk about the great game of golf, things going on in the professional world of golf, and maybe things related to golf, including on this week's show, fantasy golf, which is getting bigger and bigger online. The PGA Tour is jumping in now and starting its own fantasy golf events on their websites. We'll get to that in just a little while, but right now, let's say hello to Mr. Colbert. Hi, Jim. How are you today?
Kevin, I'm fine. We got a lot of rain yesterday or this weekend up here at Colbert Hills, filled up the lake, and the golf course is really green.
It's like money falling out of the sky, isn't it? When the golf courses get the rain, it keeps you from having to buy water in many places. That's a great thing for all the courses around the Midwest.
Yes, we got about 4 inches. Now, it caused some havoc around town for a few hours. I don't think there's anything really serious damage, but for me, you know, it's raining dollars when I see it fill up our pond.
You know what? You and the wheat farmers and everybody else around the state of Kansas and in the Midwest, that's exactly the way that is viewed. I'll tell you what, it's raining dollars for Rory McIlroy. This guy's really good. He won the match play event at Harding Park in San Francisco over the weekend, a grueling event where you just keep playing and playing and playing. And I guess first, before we get into the person that is Rory McIlroy and some of the interesting things he's done off the golf course the last couple of weeks in a good way, your thoughts on the golf game that he's playing right now. This guy is just in top form, isn't he?
You know, he was in top form with the exception of his short irons. But the air is heavy there, and the temperature has a lot to do with it. He hit so many short irons online, that were a little bit short or a little bit long, and that's one thing that he'll have to get right this week down at the Tournament Players Championship. But he drove the heck out of the ball, and he lipped out a lot of putts. But, boy, he made some crucial putts. That putt, he made about a 35-footer for a par on, I think it was 16, just to stay alive to get to 17 and 18. If he doesn't make that, he's beat. Then he wins 17 and 18 against Billy Horschel, and then wins in the playoff. I mean, when the chips were way down on the table, I mean, he hit some miraculous shots and putts. He just looked terrific.
Well, it was a fantastic performance by Gary Woodland, the Kansan, this weekend as well, who played at the University of Kansas. And, this guy's game, he's got so much talent. He hits it so far off the tee. And when he putts well, he's very, very hard to contend with. Your thoughts on Gary Woodland and where his game is right now? What a weekend for him.
I've watched him the whole week, being from Kansas and everything, and I wasn't all that busy. I watched almost the entire tournament, of course, rooting for Gary. His backswing was the best I've ever seen him. I mean, it was so together. And his long swings were really, really good. And I'm talking about mechanically when his left arm's laying on his body and coming through. But as the week progressed, I kept watching his left arm on some of the shorter shots that weren't full swings. And then I saw it creeping up through his game where he kind of gets a chicken wing when that left elbow's off the body and staying out ahead of the club. And, there's also a fatigue factor. Neither one of them played great at the start of the last round, but that's their seventh round in 4 days.
Well, it was a terrific event, and as I mentioned, Rory McIlroy wins. He's an interesting young guy in a world full of star athletes that everything is choreographed and orchestrated by, consultants and media people and your agent and advertising companies and all these things. Rory's a breath of fresh air. A couple weeks ago, Jim, he's speaking to a group of young players, college players, and I don't exactly know where this event was, but they were in the clubhouse afterwards, and there must have been 30 young men in there that were college golfers, and one of them challenges him to arm wrestle. And Rory says, okay, why not? You know, because Rory wears those real tight sleeves on his shirt so you can see his arms and everything, right? So this kid, this college golfer is bigger than Rory. And they sit down to arm wrestle, and he crushes Rory. And the whole, you know, all the college kids thinks that's great and everything. I'm thinking to myself, first thing I thought when I saw it was, why would Rory do that? Because the video went viral. And then I thought, you know why Rory does that? Because he's just real, and he doesn't care. And then Saturday night, he played so late in San Francisco that he wasn't able to use his boxing tickets to go to the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. So he gave them to Lee Westwood and another golfer, and they went to the fight and tweeted out, hey, thanks a lot for these great ringside seats. He said, no problem, and he tweeted back, I'm watching with the media. He had gone in and sat down with all the media people in the media room and ordered pizza and was watching the Pacquiao fight with all the reporters, which was very refreshing because most athletes I'm around would rather go off on their own and not even see the fight before they would go sit with the reporters and watch the fight. So I thought that was pretty cool. He seems like a pretty down-to-earth guy for the world's greatest player.
Oh, no question about it. You know, and I remember the old things with Faraday where he's practicing his soccer kicks, kicking the ball into the net. I mean, he does fancy himself as an athlete, and he certainly is. And he just turned 26, and I'll tell you what, you look at him from 2 years ago and what he is now, he is definitely fit. You know, that arm wrestling with the kid had fun because as soon as the kid started, he realized he was stronger. He's not going to, tear up his arm trying to beat somebody that's stronger than him in a contest. It doesn't matter. Yeah. I think he's pretty smart. Let that baby go down in a hurry. Those guys can get some pretty strong guys, you know?
Yep, he did, no doubt. Who are you watching for at the Players this week? This is one of the great events in the world, really. It's not a major, but it's close, and everybody knows the TPC Sawgrass and the famed Island Green. Which players do you like going into this week?
Kevin, we've been watching for weeks, and Jason Day, he's played really well there. Jordan Spieth, I mean, gosh, he was in contention till the last 9 last year. And I think through the elimination rounds at the match play, he was 16 under for the 3 days and didn't get into the finals. He probably was leading the tournament. He didn't make a bogey till the third day. So you got to think he's going to be there. And I'll tell you who else I think is going to be there. Tiger. He doesn't have to hit 14 drivers. He might only hit 4 drivers a day or less. Because it's not one of those that you have to pound it out there. You just got to try to get it in the right place. And the way his games, it was unbelievable how well it was at the Masters after what we saw leading up to that, up to there, he took, 7 or 8 weeks off. So I like Tiger to be in the hunt. And, McIlroy didn't play well there the first 3 or 4 years. But he finished 10th last year. And I think he might have finished 10th or 9th the last 2 years. So I got to think he'll be a threat also. He was going to show up on Wednesday and just play 9 holes. He's got a residence there in Florida, and so he's not coming in until Wednesday. He's going to play 9 holes on Wednesday. But, they know that course forwards and backwards. Heck, you can probably read the putts. You've been down there enough times. You like going to that tournament. You can probably read the putts as soon as the ball hits the green. So I think he'll be comfortable.
We're talking golf with Jim Colbert here on Colbert on Golf. When we come back, we're going to talk about fantasy golf. More and more golf fans are cashing in on websites, and now the PGA Tour has decided it wants to promote and have its own fantasy golf tournaments. We'll talk about that next and the impact it may have on the game. You're listening to Colbert on Golf.
Midland Exteriors is proud to be a presenting sponsor of Colbert on Golf. Just as Jim Colbert pursued excellence on the course, Midland Exteriors is committed to excellent products for your home and exceptional customer service for you. Midland Exteriors knows Kansas weather can be tough on your home, so we offer only fiberglass windows and seamless steel or fiber cement siding. It's the good stuff, and so is our service. Online at MidlandExteriors.com. Midland Exteriors, we've thought of everything.
Colbert Hills is one of the most unique golf experiences in the entire Midwest, and the hills are calling your name. Colbert Hills, you're going to experience huge elevation changes, tour-quality greens, and an award-winning design by Jim Colbert. Tee times, specials, and stay-and-play packages are available online at colberthills.com. Book a foursome or bring a huge group, and the staff at Colbert Hills will roll out its legendary hospitality. Who knows, you might even run into Jim at the tee box or after your round at Colbert's, which is so much more than just the 19th hole. Visit colberthills.com today.